Hi guys, good morning and happy Sunday. It's another fine Sunday morning and it's time for the new learning, a new technique, a new approach. Okay, so I'll be sharing that with you in a bit, but first things first, if you are new to this channel, thank you so much and welcome. Thanks for dropping by. And to my repeat viewers and my 29 subscribers, thank you guys so much. I appreciate the support. Ika nga po nila, we have to celebrate successes, big or small. Okay, so today's topic is going to be a continuation of the 7 habits of highly effective people, and we are now down to habit number 3. Okay, so let's get started. Alrighty, and now we're back. So I have a question for you guys. Was there ever a time in your life that you had challenges prioritizing your day-to-day activities? Huh? Okay, I think a lot of people can relate. Or probably you have tried different time management approaches, but for some reason it's still not effective. It's not working to your advantage and you still can't get things done. Yeah? Okay, can relate? Yes, I can relate to that as well. So just like most of us, I have also tried several other different approaches when it comes to time management because I'd like to be able to balance everything. My work, my job, my role as a mom, as a wife, as a friend, as a student, right? But for some reason, I can't seem to be effective on that aspect. So, luckily, we have this new learning from this book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and it is explained in habit number 3, which is put first things first. Okay, so probably the first thing that will come to your mind is, yeah, Karel, it's still about time management. So what's so different? Well, I encourage you guys to tune in until the end of this video because you will see that this is a time management approach that is way too different from all the other time management methods that you may have learned back then. Okay, so before we dive right into our time management approach, it is important to note that time management, just like any other events in our daily living, has also gone through different developmental stages. So, back then, the way people would manage their time is through checklisting or note-taking. So people would be jotting down their activities, right, for the day or for the month or for the week or for the entire year. But there came a point in time wherein people realized that note-taking or checklisting is not enough. And so what happened was that there came to be another tool developed, and that is calendars or setting of appointments. So now people already know how to list down their activities, and now they are actually able to set it to a certain time so that they can be where they want to be at a certain period, right? And they can show up whenever they are expected to show up. But people realize that there is still that gap. There is still something missing. There is still that one thing that doesn't make it that effective. And that's when the third developmental stage came to rise. And that is when people learned to prioritize their activities. So now they know how to list down their activities. They already know how to schedule it and put it in their calendars. This time they now know how to prioritize it. And that is actually the generation that most of us are in right now. We are good at checklisting. We know how to set calendars. We know which things should be put first. But the question is it effective? A lot of times it isn't effective. Why is it so? Because there's still something that is missing, and that is the 4th generation of time management. It's not really about time management, but it's managing our selves. As explained by Stephen Covey, a lot of times we really know what activities we need to do. We know when we would be setting them, and we know which one is a priority or not. But a lot of times it is us who cannot commit to doing these things. To make it easier for you guys to use this time management approach that I will be sharing with you, it is important again that we go back to the first habit, which is knowing your vision. What is your goal in life, or what are your goals in life? What are the things that you need to achieve? And from there, you would know how to organize your time and to commit to it. Now let's talk about the time management approach that is shared by Stephen Covey in this book. And this is what we call the time management quadrant. So the time management quadrant is based on two considerations. That is, number one, urgency, and number two, importance. When we say urgency, or when something is urgent, that means this task or this activity requires immediate attention. So it has something to do with the element of time. But when we say importance, or when something is important, meaning we are after the results. Okay, so let's take a look at the time management quadrant. Let's talk about quadrant 1. Quadrant 1 are the things that are urgent and important. So at first glance, we may think that this is where I should be spending most of my time on, because it's urgent, it requires immediate attention, and at the same time, it is important. But actually, guys, it's quite the opposite. Okay? So it has been explained that people who spend most of their time on urgent and important stuff just tend to be highly stressed, right? Because every time they think about these activities getting done, they just figure out and they just realize that there's just one important and urgent activity after another. And so they become stressed, they become immediately consumed. So that is not a very good position to be in. Another category of activities would be quadrant 3. So in quadrant 3, this is where you put the activities that are urgent and not important. So you see, they are urgent, they require your immediate attention, but they may not be important. For example, taking a phone call from probably a friend that you have spoken with earlier, and you know that this is just gonna be a continuation of you guys chit-chatting. So that is urgent because it is a phone call, but you know that it is not important. So if you would want to spend much of your time on that kind of activity, then more than likely you will really not be accomplishing the important stuff that you need to do. So again, that's not a very good set of activity to put your time on. Now let's talk about the fourth quadrant. So the fourth quadrant would be where you would put activities that are not urgent and not important. Okay? Meaning these are stuff that would actually lead you to wasting so much of your precious time. For example, spending so much time on social media, watching television. These activities are more than likely very far from our goal. Remember earlier, we said that if we would really want to be able to manage our time properly and effectively, it always has to be aligned with our goals. So for example, social media, watching TV, is that something that is aligned to your goal? I bet not. And again, this is where most of us are spending so much time on. We are spending so much time on things that are not leading us to our goal, and at the same time, you know that you're not being productive. Now, let us talk about the quadrant 2. So the quadrant 2 is the star of all these quadrants, because this is where you put activities that are not urgent but important. Meaning, these are the activities that would yield great and positive results in time. Normally, quadrant 2 activities are aligned to your goals. Just like being an athlete, right? If you want to be a basketball player, you know that for you to become a great basketball player, you gotta practice, right? Practice regularly. So these are the things that you would want to spend time on because they are not urgent, meaning they are not gonna stress you out, right? And then little by little, you are actually developing something good, right? When it comes to time management, what is important really is that first of all, we go back to our vision, we go back to our goals. We would want to know where we want to be, right? We would want to know our destination. So from there, you would know which activities matter to you. Then after that, if you are very clear with your vision, then you can already go ahead and use your time management approach. Specifically, I suggest the time management quadrant. So you would now be able to tell whether something is urgent and important and whether something or this activity would fall under quadrant 2 that you would want to spend time on. So that's how you put first things first. Alright, so I hope you guys learned something, and that's going to be all for now. I'm going to put first things first. So I'm going to spend some time with my kids today. Yeah, we have a pool and we already had it set up. Thank you guys, and I hope you have a nice Sunday. See you on my next vlog. Thank you. Hey guys, once again, a million thanks for watching this video till the end. If you would like to check my last video, click the link on the description box below. More life lessons with C'est La Vie.